From that day on, there were so many entries. I noticed you haven't been replying in the journal lately. That makes me sad. Do you not like me anymore? Are we not friends anymore? And right there, he clearly expressed his feelings towards me. Losing my friend? I didn't think it hurt this much. You were my first friend. I was so happy. I didn't have anyone else to talk to until then. But when I met you, Yukinari, everything changed. Every day was so much fun. And us walking home together made me so happy too. Just to look at this diary made me happy. Sure, the bullying hurt a bit, but it didn't matter. 'Cause I was glad I had my first friend. I can't take how it feels to be abandoned by you. Yukinari, I don't think we should ever meet again. And those were his last words. The one who had killed him was me. I killed him. I could have saved you so many times, but I ran away. I turned away from the things I didn't like, and I justified it to myself. Everyone knew about the bullying. Everyone else averted their eyes. So I said that and ran. And so from that day on, I would continue to run away from all sorts of things. I lost count of the times I'd done it. And eventually, it became traumatic. Tomoya's eyes. From then on, I thought about them every single day. I've been running ever since. And on that day in the train too. Unable to change my weak self, I've lived like this until now. And it took the wolf game to start me in a new direction. Misaki and Rintaro showed me the choice to not run away. From now on, even if I face troubles, I can live. The wolf game ends with this. I thought that as I watched the climbing flames from the building. I'm not sure how much time has passed. Suddenly my feet started moving me back towards the building. Why do I feel that I can't leave things like this? Within me, a strong feeling returned. And Taro, can he really be dead? He might still be alive. If Rintaro is alive, I'd want him to face life head first. As I thought that, I walked back to that place with all my heart and soul. Did Misaki and Rintaro get their revenge? The two of them created the wolf game from so much pain and suffering. When Rintaro showed his true self, I was really surprised. I had no idea that he had been the victim of that case. From the very beginning until the very end, I ran away. But at the end, I told Rintaro he had to move on. Those were words from the very core of my heart. And in the end, Misaki died, saving my life. Rintaro set the building on fire. At the end, if only I had said something to Rintaro, then maybe the two of them would still be alive. Had I been wrong? Was this all right? I kept thinking that as I walked until I arrived back at the building. The building had burned down. There was ash and smoke everywhere. It seemed that everything had burned away. No hope. I struggled walking through the wreck. I was just here a few moments ago. Over there were the library books burned away and the scorched clock from the living room. My feet then unexpectedly started leading me towards the last place I saw Rentaro. Not so long ago, we were here. The room was extremely charred. There was hardly anything left. I looked down at my feet and saw something familiar. Is this Misaki's ribbon? Misaki. The Misaki who saved me, if she hadn't been there, I would have surely died then. I looked around, but there wasn't any trace of the two of them. When the fire started, the two of them must have been moved somewhere else. I wonder if they'll remain in that building for all eternity together. I decided to stop searching the wreckage. I wondered why I even came back here. I didn't know. Maybe it's because I hoped they were still alive. Although I knew it was impossible, my heart still yearned for it to be true. I'm alive because of them. I will never forget what the two of them taught me. At that time, if I hadn't been the cowardly person I was, then maybe I could have saved both Tomoya and their parents. From now on, I'm not going to live as that weak version of myself anymore. That's what I thought as I left the building. So much has happened over the past few days. I was relieved that everything was finally over. A huge wave of exhaustion washed over me as I headed into the forest. With somewhat blurred vision, I kept slowly walking forward. That's... Off in the distance, I saw a figure. I must be really tired. Or it was a remnant of my hopes. From far away, it looked like Rentaro. If Rentaro was alive, I hope that it was just a hallucination. Rentaro was no longer of this world. I need to move on too. As I thought that, I kept walking on. So, just a little note here. This Yukinari story does continue a little bit after this, but it's really boring. Basically, he sees a kid getting bullied on the street, and he steps in and helps. And, having like a huge moral debate with himself. So, kind of boring. But yeah, that is the end of Yukinari Story. Seems like somebody survived the wreckage. I wonder who. Post your guesses in the comments, I guess. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.